Key architect of Obamacare, and we asked him about these kinds of problems when he visited the show back in the winter of 2013. Don't you agree the system is going to collapse unless we get those young people to sign up? And
the president has given you a plan that will cover everyone. So if your employer decides he can't cover you or won't cover you, you have a safety net where you can get insurance. Is the exchange going to be a stable way to buy insurance without it going into a death spiral because we don't have enough people in it? Right. That's the key question, right. And the answer to that question is yes. Going forward, it's going to be a stable place to buy insurance.
Joining me now, Vice Provost for Global Initiatives and Medical Ethics and Health Policy Department Chair at the University of Pennsylvania, Dr. Ezekiel Emanuel. Doctor, great to see you again. Thank you for being here. So let's just start with that.
Nice to be here.
Stable market. Obviously, it is not with this mass exodus of insurance companies, the decrease in competition, the enormous hikes in premiums in so many states and counties. Were you wrong?
Megan, your reporter did a very nice job of cherry-picking only the most extreme. They don't raise premiums across the board. Some have gone up higher than others, but
50+%.
The premium hikes are because they came in, they did miscalibrate the market, they were trying to get market share, and it is a correction. And you know, it is a problem that we do need to address. There's no doubt it needs to be addressed, but it's not across the board. And on average, we do not have higher than 15% increases in the premiums, and it's going to be a one-time increase to reflect
the on-average business doesn't help the person. Hold on, but the on-average person doesn't help the person in Arizona County who's got a 51% hike in their premiums, the people in Tennessee who have a 62% hike in their premiums.
Again, Megan, what you're identifying is one product. There are many other products to choose from in those places. So
in many of these places, they only have one insurer, one plan to choose from, and one insurance company.
You can cherry pick, but it's not the average, and it's not what affects the majority of people.
But the average doesn't mean anything to the person who is affected by the high costs and by the single insurer.
The second thing is Republicans bear some of the responsibility for this. Remember, Marco Rubio eliminated some of the risk adjustment that actually buffered and helped the insurance companies in this situation.
Okay, but
he
that's
took
about
it out
the blame.
of the budget.
That's
and
about
that
blame.
is
I'm just talking about today.
Problem.
Okay, so there's plenty of blame to go around, but I'm talking about the situation.
No, it's not plenty of blame. It's Republicans.
Today.
It's Republicans.
You are the architect of the law, sir. Okay, so let's just start with you. When I get Marco Rubio here, we'll talk to him. You're the architect.
No, Megan.
You said that it was going to be stable, and what we're hearing today from the chief executive of the National Association of Health Underwriters is in many states the individual market is in a shambles. Shambles, not stable.
Megan, you're going to let me finish? You're going to let me finish? Okay. One of the things we built into the law was various ways of providing risk corridors and risk adjustment so that insurers would be protected against getting too many sick people, which is the heart of the problem.
Yep.
Marco Rubio in the Senate took that away and destabilize the market. When I told you 2 years ago it was going to be a stable market, those risk protections were in place, and the Republicans took it away.
Okay.
But
so
I might tell you.
So it's Marco Rubio and the Republicans. But let me ask you, because
they bear a major responsibility. Are there things we can do? Megan, let me just finish.
We talked about the fact that there was a risk. We talked about the fact that there was a real risk that the young people would not sign up, that they'd rather pay the penalty. And you said they would sign up. And we talked about, and you said, look, the very poor people are going to be covered by Medicaid, and the next group of people, they will sign up.
Yes.
We have that exchange. It's the second soundbite from my control room. Can you play it? Watch. What we're being told right now is that the young people who you have said in your writings and you acknowledge are critical to the success of this plan are not signing up. Don't you agree the system is going to collapse unless we get those young people to sign up and start paying?
Let me explain something. First of all, we are planned to have people go on Medicaid. About half of the people who are supposed to be covered under 133% of the poverty line are supposed to get Medicaid. The people above 133% of the poverty line are going to get shop in the exchange.
Okay, but the young people are not signing up. They are choosing instead to pay the penalty, which is a problem. And for those people who are just above that price point where they can get Medicaid, they're not signing up either. The subsidies are not big enough, and what we're being told is that they've enrolled only 17% of those customers. Only 17% of those people who make about 35 grand to 47 grand, only 17% have signed up. So you still have all these people without insurance, they can't afford it, and that's why you're not getting the young people in, you're not getting the healthy people in. So my question to you, doctor, is aren't the concerns that we talked about years ago coming to fruition to the detriment of the law and to those who are supposed to have been helped by it?
Look, we have actually had millions of people, 11 million people who've come into the exchange. Do we need to make adjustments in the interim? After 6 years, we need to see that things need to be changed. We've suggested some very simple adjustments that will make sense. First of all, from the time the penalty is going up, so it's actually going to be more real to more people.
You're going to force them to buy the insurance.
Wait a second. Let me finish,
No,
Megan.
I'm just explaining what you mean by the penalty.
We have saved a tremendous amount of money. Actually, contrary to what your person said, the federal government has actually been saving, is projected to save between 2014 and 2019 about $1.5 trillion on lower spending. We could deploy some of that money to increase the subsidies and to make them more generous. We could make some adjustments and increase the penalty and take it more seriously for people. These are not major shocks to the system. These are minor adjustments to a system to the Obamacare that will make it more viable.
I mean, the major
I would
shocks
say the most
came
important thing,
back, you know, after 2010,
the most important thing is to put
enacted.
those risk corridors back in that Marco Rubio took out. That would actually stabilize things for insurance companies.
You say that 11 million people have signed up. You were just on this show a couple years ago saying 34 million people. 34 million people will get coverage. Now it's down to 11.
Well,
11.
No. Get coverage through both Medicaid expansion and the exchanges. Now, what happened? We have over 20 million people.
8 million people already had insurance. And your number that you're throwing out there, they already had insurance that they liked. They got kicked off of those policies and then forced to buy a new one.
No, we did not get 8 million people kicked off. You're now saying an untruth.
All right.
We've got 20 million people who got coverage,
it's not 20.
Many more millions, up to 4 million more people would have gotten coverage if places like Texas and Florida and Georgia would have expanded Medicaid as we wanted in the system.
All right.
Now, it wasn't the 32 we predicted, but it is 24 million, and that's a lot better than the previous system we had. Remember,
and a lot of people were not insured and did get some coverage.
And that's why the American public voted to change it.
Let's leave it on that happy note where we have some agreement. And listen, despite all these disagreements that we have, I love having you on. You're smart, you know your stuff, and you're a stand-up guy.
But you keep interrupting me, Megan, so I can't explain my point.
You go on and on.
No,
I know how to keep you interesting. Trust me, you're in good hands.
I just know how to start.
Great to see you.